All right, so hey there, viewers. Today I got a CX-5. I guess word of mouth. This is another person. It's a brother of a person that had been servicing their car for a while, and they wanted to bring it to me to service their car now. So this thing's a 2017 CX-5. So he's just been doing oil changes. It has 66,000 kilometers on it. I've already tested the battery, and the battery is no good. Original battery from Mazda, so he's going to need a battery. Filter, it looks okay. Don't need to change that now. But he did want me to check his filters and see what they look like. So I got to check the cabin filter and have a look at that. But let's here, I'll show you the engine air filter. Might as well, since I'm here. So it doesn't look too bad. Let me pull it out. Yeah, filter still looks pretty good. I've already gone ahead and looked at all the lights at the back and they're all good. So I'm just going to check the cabin filter. So yeah, the cabin filter is pretty dirty. So probably change the cabin filter, leave the engine air filter for them. By the way, I'm just doing this video so they can watch it on my YouTube channel, and you know, when I'm doing their inspections, they can see what I see, you know, pretty much while they're having dim sum right now. A couple of things to note: brake fluid's kind of halfway on the reservoir. Also, just topped up their washer fluid. The sticker said the last oil change was due at 25,000 kilometers, and their oil change maintenance reminder was reset, so I'm going to check and see how much oil is in there, because the oil is just on the bottom mark of the dipstick. So see how if there's any leaks or anything underneath, and then we'll let them know. But usually they leak right where that timing cover is, where the cylinder head meets the block, and then they usually leak from there because they're I guess during manufacture they're contaminated with oil, and then they eventually leak out of there. So we do a lot of timing covers when I was back in Mazda on the 4-cylinders. Go figure, like every other manufacturer that has timing cover leaks. So seeing that I used to be a Mazda tech, I have my own Mazda master wheel lock set. Also I got Hyundai wheel lock sets, Honda wheel lock sets. I can't remember what else. It's all in my toolbox. But yeah, that way I don't have to look for customers' wheel lock keys in their car, which I didn't find in this car anyways. So just checking the front end. Front end is tight. Just checking their tire tread depth. Front's about 430 seconds on the inner edge, 5 on the outer edge. Pretty close. The rears got about 630 seconds. Yeah, so about 6. So I'll just do a quick rotation on them. Probably last them for a little bit more. Once I get the wheels off, I'll check the brakes and then see what they look like. So with the wheels off, you can, you know, check the struts, you know, see if they're leaking. This is supposed to be hooked onto this. I'll probably stick it back when the wheels are back on the ground, because that way the spring compresses it. But that's just to keep it's supposed to hook onto this bottom part here. That way no dirt and stuff gets up in there. So it's supposed to stay here. And yeah, there's these little ribs on there that's supposed to hold it in place. But anyways, so checking the brakes, they're like 6 millimeters. Right, back are at 4. So not too bad yet. At 4 mil, they'll probably make it to the next service. Let's check the other side now. Also in the back, you know, you can check your struts, see if they're leaking. You know, this thing has all-wheel drive, so you can check the CV boots and see if they're torn, you know, down there. And yeah. Okay, so typical, same thing on this side. You know, about 6 millimeters on the brakes. Everything on here is pretty good. Don't see anything leaking. Shocks are all good. Brakes on this side, same thing. 4 mil. We'll relook at it next service, or next time they do their oil change. But yeah, typically this is a newish car, low mileage. Things you'll see is probably brakes, like rear brakes soon. The tires, these are factory tires. They don't really last very long. Battery failed. Yeah, and then see if it's leaking anything because it's low on oil on the dipstick. I'm pretty sure it's because they didn't change their oil for a while. Because the last oil change sticker that's on there, it's a Mazda sticker. So it was from the dealership and it had 25,000 kilometers on it when it was supposed to be done. But yeah, anyways. Oh yeah, and then cabin filter. But other than that, I'm just gonna do the oil and then I'll bring you all back. Right, so I guess it probably had an oil change at some point because it has a Fram oil filter. But one thing I want to show you, because I guess some people wonder, why does Mazda use an Allen? And you know, people round it and stuff like that. The reason why they use an Allen, so you don't over torque that drain bolt. That's why. So if you're ever wondering why they use an Allen for a drain plug, it's just so you don't over tighten the drain plug. But usually when they strip it out, I just put a regular 17 millimeter bolt on there, and then yeah. So yeah, if you see it stripped, yeah, people are over tightening them. When you remove your filter, make sure you double check that, you know, the old gasket doesn't stick on there. I find it that the Fram filters always tend to do that. They usually stick on there, and they stick on there pretty good. Yeah. So make sure you double check before you put on a new filter.